Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. On the 14th of November in 2021, viewers tuned in for the first time ever to see the snowy landscape of the Canadian Rockies, as one girl screamed in panic, running through the wilderness. We hear noise that resembles wild animals chasing after her, until one moment changes everything. The floor beneath the girl gave way, and we discovered her body impaled on spikes. Within moments, a masked figure steps towards the pit, and the girl quickly becomes dinner for a cult-looking group around a ritualistic fire. That was the Yellowjackets soccer team, and they had just hunted and eaten a human being. The human being in question became known as Pit Girl. And one of the biggest mysteries of the show was born alongside the question of who the unfortunate soul was. Join me as I launch an official investigation on Law & Order Pit Victims Unit. We begin where all investigations begin. Well, I'm not actually a detective, but for the purposes of this video, I'm going to say that investigations begin with a suspect list. Suspect number 1, Mari Ibarra. Mari Ibarra has evolved from a background character in the debut season into a character with some fully fledged storylines in the third season. Suspect also delivered the coldest insult of 1997.
I walked back to civilization so I could your dad.
Since the very first episode, fans were actually quick to assume that none other than Lottie would actually turn out to be Pit Girl. That is until the bombshell of the Season 1 finale that revealed Lottie was in fact still alive and made it out of the wilderness. With fewer dark-haired girls to pick from, the finger quickly became pointed to the background character with the most screen time, Mari. Theories quickly began spiralling as fans, with myself included, trying to read between the tiniest lines that we could see. Oh my god, Mari looked at her funny, they're gonna hunt her and eat her. Oh my god, Mari's so negative, they're gonna hunt her and eat her. Oh my god, Mari is a complete and utter giant piece of... You get the idea. Point is, viewers saw someone who wasn't making any friends out there in the wilderness with her constant negativity and unlikability. With this realization, it became theorized that as the girls became more hierarchical and feral, it would be easier to turn on someone who most of the group wasn't really a fan of. If you didn't know, Yellowjackets does in fact take inspiration from the iconic book Lord of the Flies by William Golding. The tale sees a group of teenage boys on a desert island who are forced to survive and thus build a new social hierarchy in the process. As time went on and more power shifts moved the society, the boys ended up preying on the most physically unfit one of their group. With a team full of athletes and incredible athletic prowess, it's understandable why Mari became suspect number 1 when her social standing was towards the bottom of the totem pole. Me personally, I think Mari has been theorized so much to the point where it might be a little bit too obvious to make her Pit Girl. If everyone is expecting something in a much anticipated moment, it becomes a little more anticlimactic when everybody's already figured out who it is going in. If you didn't know, creators of the show, Ashley Lyle and Bart Nickerson, are actually known to look at fan theories in online communities. Who knows if they've changed a certain outcome due to fan theories or public reception? If Ashley or Bart happens to be watching this video right now, I think we should all say hi. Hi Ashley, hi Bart, and also thank them for the incredible show that they have given us. Thank you guys. But on a serious note, Ashley and Bart, I am committed to this investigation and I must serve justice. Suspect number 2, Jen, surname unknown. Jen, surname unknown, has evolved from a background character in the debut season into a background character in the third season. She wins the award for making the most people hear her name just now and think, who? In all seriousness, Jen has actually been played by 2 actresses, with Maya Lowe having played her in seasons 1 and 2, and Vanessa Prasad taking over the role in season 3, and has done a tremendous job, I must say, as Jen has begun to get more screen time. She's frequently been spotted in the background with Melissa, who also began to get an increased amount of screen time. With this in mind, Jen does become a suspect, as we know that the writer's room is definitely going somewhere with that character. She's one of the few girls left that matches the hair colour of Pit Girl, whose name isn't Mari. I really wish I could sound more like a detective there, but yeah. That's it. Suspect is dark-haired and goes by the name of not Mari. Suspect number 3. Robin, surname unknown. Introduced in Season 3, Anissa Harris brought life to a background character who went by the name of Robin. With the formula that background characters slowly get introduced and given more airtime, I would assume that Robin will actually stick around for a minute before getting killed off. With Season 3 centering on the spring through the end of the year, and Robin having had little airtime as of the date of this upload, it's very possible that Robin could be developed enough by the time of the hunt to be the girl who meets her nasty fate. Another point to make is that while it is difficult to discern the appearance of Pit Girl, I find that of the suspects so far, Robin's matches the suspect more than Jen, surname unknown, and Mari. When the Pit Girl scene was filmed, Sammy Hanratty, the actress of Young Misty, was actually the only on-screen actor on set. The rest of the cast was actually played by stand-ins who were hired in mind of resembling the characters that would be at that scene. That also does include Pit Girl. With that in mind, we should definitely be looking for someone who fits the appearance very closely rather than just loosely with the same hair colour. Robin most definitely supports the most evidence so far, both timeline-wise and similarity in appearance. Suspect number 4, Callie Sadecki. Now, it wouldn't be a proper investigation unless we looked at all the suspects, and believe it or not, since Season 1, fans have theorised that Pit Girl is in fact Shauna and Jeff's daughter, Callie. But how, Detective Tom? How is that possible? Well, Tom, the theory actually suggests that the opening scene of the very first episode ever is in fact a flash into the future rather than a flash into the past. We could do a deep dive on that one day, but for now that's a brief outline of it. When that theory gained popularity, Ashley Lyle and Bart Nickerson did in fact go on the record saying that they thought this was an incredible theory, but then announced that Callie is in fact not Pit Girl. While I'm of the persuasion that they are telling the truth, it wouldn't be the first time that the cast and crew of a big production lied straight to our faces about something that did in fact turn out to be true. I'm looking at you, Andrew Garfield. My dear viewers, we come to our final suspect. Somebody that changed every perspective when it came to figuring out who Pit Girl is. Someone that hasn't been in sight this whole time. Someone that might be a victim of the Yellowjackets' most brutal and heinous crime. Before Season 3, actress Ashley Sutton was announced to be joining the cast of Yellowjackets in a recurring role. While some Reddit users theorised her playing Shauna's mom in a post-rescue timeline, that theory became disproved at the very end of Season 3, Episode 6. After the tragic and heartbreaking death of Coach Ben, the girls begin to feast on him around a fire with his head placed upon a tree trunk. As the girls screamed out into the wilderness and their animalistic behaviours began to take to the forefront, a couple of unknown characters made their way into camp. After the shock of seeing a decapitated head on a tree stump, they were in shock, and one of those characters is played by none other than Ashley Sutton. While as of the date of this upload we have yet to see how the girls will deal with the strangers stumbling upon their new society, it's a pretty safe bet that the Yellowjackets can't let them leave and tell the world the horror that they just witnessed. Yes, I think it's very possible that her character is going to be taken captive and eventually let loose for the girls to hunt. As winter approaches, she could be stripped of her clothes and treated in a similar fashion to Coach Ben, and that could explain the appearance of Pit Girl looking decrepit and covered in rags. She also matches the stature of Pit Girl and would be the most cruel and shocking outcome from a storyline point of view. It would symbolise how the girls had their opportunity for every last one of them to escape, but instead, they decided to hunt down and eat one of the people who was quite literally their key to home. Detective Tom's conclusion is that Pit Girl is this suspect. While due to the time of this upload, I may be disproven within a couple weeks' time. I've got my fingers crossed, but we'll see. I'm actually feeling fairly confident that this may hold some weight for some time to come. And even if it doesn't, that's the best educated guess I can make based on the evidence that we currently have. Now it's time to make your conclusion. My fellow citizen detectives, let's take a vote in the comment section below. Who do you think Pit Girl is? Thank you so much for joining me today in this investigation that we're all so invested in. The recent boom in support on my channel has been overwhelming, and I just want to thank you all deeply for that. I'm seeing things starting to take off, and I'm so excited for the journey ahead, and if you're along for that ride, saddle up, because it's going to be a great one. For more videos just like this one, be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a single upload, and also because it would mean the freaking world to me. I want to thank you all so much for 1,000 subscribers, it really means the world to me, so let's celebrate, thank you so much, but we've got to give the wilderness what it wants, and that is 2,000 subscribers. So yes, my next goal is 2,000 subscribers. Please also hit the like button to help me out with the YouTube algorithm. Think of it as an offering to the wilderness. I can't wait to read who you guys think Pit Girl is, but don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and do all of that wonderful stuff. But until next time, I've been Tom, you've been super. Good night.